Hello everyone. I welcome you all to this physics paper discussion for Telangana State 2025 Ecet paper. So Ecet examination rasna vallandaru, you can have a look at this video. You can understand the correct solution, how to solve each and every question. ఇంకా ఫ్యూచర్లో 2026కి 2027 ఈసెట్ ప్రిపేర్ అయ్యే వాళ్ళు కూడా ఈ వీడియో వినొచ్చు. యూ విల్ అండర్స్టాండ్ ద లెవెల్ అట్ విచ్ ద క్వశ్చన్స్ ఆర్ ఆస్క్డ్. సో ఇఫ్ యూ హ్యావ్ ఎనీ కన్ఫ్యూజన్, you will be getting complete clarity from this explanation. So let's proceed with solving each and every question. So we are getting to Telangana State Ecet 2025 paper now. In the upcoming videos, we will discuss regarding Andhra Pradesh Ecet 2025 morning session papers and also afternoon session papers. So we'll discuss everything, and this will be available live, or at least this will be live, and also this video will be available in the Technogate YouTube channel. So you can refer to these explanations at any point of time. So you will be getting benefited from these explanations. And దీని బట్టి మీరందరూ కూడా టెక్నోగేట్లో టీచింగ్ ఏ విధంగా జరగబడుతుంది, వాట్ ఈస్ ద లెవెల్ అట్ విచ్ ద టీచింగ్ ఈజ్ డన్, క్వాలిటీ ఆఫ్ టీచింగ్ ఎలా ఉంది, స్పీడ్ ఎలా ఉంది, యూ కెన్ అండర్స్టాండ్. సో బేస్డ్ ఆన్ దట్, I strongly encourage you people to know about the Technogate courses, and also I want you people to know especially that we give coaching for Ecet examination both online and also offline, and I advise you people to go through the admission number and check for details. Let us proceed with this paper. So first question, if you see, this question is based from the topic of units and dimensions. Let me read out this question for you guys. It's given that velocity v of water waves depends on their wavelength lambda, density of water rho, and acceleration due to gravity g. By the method of dimensional analysis, the relation between these quantities is given by. First question, v square is first option. It is given that v square is proportional to rho lambda g. Second option is v is proportional to lambda g by rho of square root of rho. And third option is v square is proportional to lambda into g. And fourth option is v is proportional to rho lambda g. ఇక్కడ ఆల్రెడీ థర్డ్ ఆప్షన్ టిక్ చేశారు అని చెప్పేసి మీరు థర్డ్ ఆప్షనే కరెక్ట్ అని ఫిక్స్ అయిపోకండి. థర్డ్ ఆప్షన్ కరెక్ట్ అట, థర్డ్ ఆప్షన్ ప్రకారం సాల్వ్ చేద్దాం అలా థింక్ చేయకండి. లెట్ us అండర్స్టాండ్ ది క్వశ్చన్, లెట్ us సాల్వ్ ఇట్, అండ్ we will get the answer. Sometimes they give wrong answer also. So let us see whether the answer they have given is correct or not. So మనం క్యాలిక్యులేట్ చేసి మనం తెలుసుకుంటాం కరెక్ట్ ఆన్సర్ ఏదా కాదా, ఇదేనా కాదా అని చెప్పేసి. సో ఇఫ్ యూ సీ దిస్ క్వశ్చన్, దే గేవ్ అస్ వెలాసిటీ ఆఫ్ వాటర్, దే గేవ్ అస్ వేవ్ లెంగ్త్ అనమాట. వేవ్ లెంగ్త్ అంటే ఏంటి, వెరీ ఫన్నీగా చెప్పాలి అని అంటే, వేవ్ లెంగ్త్ ఈజ్ బేసికలీ వేవ్ యొక్క లెంగ్త్. ఇఫ్ యూ సీ ఎ వేవ్ విచ్ ఈస్ గోయింగ్ ఆన్ ట్రాన్స్ఫరింగ్ ఎనర్జీ, సో ఈచ్ అండ్ ఎవ్రీ పోర్షన్ of that wave will be having some length. A wave will be repetitive in nature, so each and every similar point will be having a distance between them. So that is basically the distance, so it becomes a length only. ఇక్కడ వేవ్ లెంగ్త్ యొక్క డెఫినేషన్ నేర్చుకోవడం ఇంపార్టెంట్ కాదు, వేవ్ లెంగ్త్ అనేది ఒక టైప్ ఆఫ్ డిస్టెన్స్ అని తెలుసుకోవడం చాలా చాలా ఇంపార్టెంట్ అన్నమాట. సో నౌ ఇఫ్ యూ సీ ద రిమైనింగ్ థింగ్, దే గేవ్ us density of water, and then they gave us acceleration due to gravity. Based on that, they are asking which option is right, and in each and every option they are checking how velocity v and remaining parameters are related. Okay, so what we can do is we can use the formula of dimensional analysis, or the concept of dimensional analysis, and in that also we have the concept called as principle of homogeneity, which says if you take any equation, left hand side of the equation, right hand side of the equation, both are basically should be having same dimensional formula. That's the thing, right? Okay, so we will use that concept. So here various options are given. Let us check each and every option whether the dimensional formula is same on left hand side and also right hand side, because that is the theorem or the principle according to principle of homogeneity. Left hand side of the equation, right hand side of the equation, both must have same dimensional formula. So let's look into that and check each and every option. So first option is given as v square is proportional to rho lambda g. First option is given as v square is proportional to rho lambda g. Now if you see the values of dimensional formula for v is nothing but velocity. Velocity is distance by time, and we remember dimensional formula to be lt power minus 1. Okay, alage if you take rho is basically density. Density యొక్క formula is equal to mass by volume. Okay, mass dimensional formula is m, volume dimensional formula is l cube, and this comes out to be ml power of minus 3. ఇది మనకి బ్రెయిన్లో గుర్తుండదు కాబట్టి ఐఎమ్ డిరైవింగ్ ఇట్. వి అనేది గుర్తుండదు కాబట్టి వీఆర్ నాట్ డిరైవింగ్. ఇఫ్ యూ టేక్ లాంబ్డాస్ డైమెన్షనల్ ఫార్ములా ఈజ్ ఎల్. సో జీ ఈజ్ నథింగ్ బట్ యాక్సిలరేషన్, అండ్ వీ నో యాక్సిలరేషన్ యొక్క డైమెన్షనల్ ఫార్ములా ఈజ్ ఎల్ టీ పవర్ minus 2. ఓకే, if you take this equation, this can be written as v square is equal to some constant into this value rho lambda into g, and we know for any constant the dimensional formula is equal to 1. Clear? So let me write down like this. Any constant you take it, dimensional formula is 1. It is basically dimensionless. Clear? So let's substitute them in this equation and see if we have same dimensional formula on left hand side and also right hand side. So if you take this, v square means on left hand side we will have lt power minus 1 whole square is equal to dimensional formula of constant is 1, and there is rho lambda g. Rho is ml power of minus 3, ml power minus 3. Okay, rho lambda which is l and g is there. Lambda means there is l, g means there is l t power minus 2. This is the one. Clear? So l square t power minus 2 is equal to ml power minus 3, l square t power of minus 2. So if you see here, you cannot cancel out m. So we can never ever get the left hand side equation to be same as right hand side in this particular first option. So first option is wrong. Clear? Let us proceed to try the next option. In the next option, they have given that, what did they say in the next second option? It is given that v is proportional to lambda g by root of v. Option B. So what they are telling is basically v is proportional to lambda g by square root of rho. Antena lambda g by square root of rho. Rho is density. So if you substitute l t power minus 1 is equal to, anyways for constant we have this 1, lambda ki there is l, for g it is l t power minus 2, and square root rho, density is mass by volume, l m power, density is equal to mass by volume, right? So m into m l power minus 3. So if you simplify this, lt power minus 1 is equal to l square t power minus 2 by m power half l power minus 3 by 2. If you simplify this further, again we will not be able to make it very simple. M power minus 1 by 2, l power minus 3 by 2, if it is going to the upside, 3 by 2 plus 2 and t power minus 2. So no way you can make the left hand side same as right hand side. So second option is also wrong. Clear? Similarly, let's proceed to check the third option, option number C. In option number C, it is given that v square proportional to lambda into g. V square means v, lt power minus 1 square is equal to lambda which is l, g which is acceleration, lt power minus 1, sorry lt power minus 2. So if you simplify on left hand side, l square t power of minus 2 is equal to, ఇక్కడ కాన్స్టెంట్ ఉంటుంది కాబట్టి ఆల్రెడీ 1 కూడా ఉంటుంది. So you will get L square t power minus 2. Here you are getting left hand side value same as right hand side. So from this you can say the velocity square would be proportional to lambda into g and cheppachu anamata basic ga. Similarly, if you take fourth option, you will get left hand side not equal to right hand side. So as a practice you can try it and you can check it also. This is how you apply the first chapter knowledge in applying to check if the given equation is correct or not. So I believe it is completely fine. I hope there is no confusion at all. So for this first question, our option number 3 is right and it is matching with the answer which is given by the administrative people. Clear? So the people who are actually conducting Ecet examination. So explanation is clear. If you want to copy, please just rewind the video, pause the video, first try the question on your own, then please solve it. So if you think you are preparing for Ecet on your own, self preparation to Ecet prepare ayipotanu anukunte, you can test. Because physics first chapter is units and dimensions, మీరు కంప్లీట్ చేసి ఉండొచ్చు. ఇప్పుడు ఈ క్వశ్చన్ మీ ఓన్గా మీరు సాల్వ్ చేసి ఆన్సర్ కరెక్ట్గా వస్తే దెన్ ఓన్లీ యూ ఆర్ డూయింగ్ యువర్ ప్రిపరేషన్ ద కరెక్ట్ వే. సో మీరు కోచింగ్ ఒకవేళ తీసుకోకుండా ఉంటే ఓన్గా ప్రిపేర్ అవుదాం అనుకొని ఈ క్వశ్చన్ సాల్వ్ చేయలేని పరిస్థితిలో ఉంటే ప్లీజ్ డోంట్ hesitate to call Technogate for admissions. Okay na? Alage if you are taking coaching anywhere, even with Technogate or not with Technogate, but you are unable to solve this question and each chapter complete ayindi but you are unable to solve this question, that means you need to prepare well. So revise your notes, practice more questions and you should be able to do it. Clear? We are done with first question. Now let us jump on to the second question. The second question is given like this. Let me read the question for you guys here. The force F is given by 2I plus 3J plus 7K newtons acting on an object causes a displacement S vector is equal to 2I plus 3J plus 5K meters. Then the work done is how much? So they gave the answers 48. Forget about that. Let us solve it. If you recall, first thing when you are dealing with any physical quantities according to the first chapter is they all should be in SI units. In this question it is given that the force is given as a vector and its value is in units of newtons. So it is correct. It's SI units. Alage displacement చూస్తే కూడా ఇది meters లో ఉంది. That means they gave us in SI units. So మనం first chapter లో గట్టిగా నేర్చుకునేది ఏంటి అని అంటే we need to understand the concept of dimension analysis and dimension analysis తో పాటు ఇంపార్టెంట్గా మీరు నేర్చుకోవాల్సింది ఏంటి అని అంటే the units whenever you are doing calculations should always be in SI units. ఒకవేళ ఈ యొక్క డిస్ప్లేస్మెంట్ అనేది సెంటీమీటర్స్లో ఇచ్చుంటే we should be first of all converting into meters. Clear? Okay na? So let us proceed to look into this. So force and displacement are given and we need to get the work done. Okay? We need to get the work done. So if you take work done, the simple formula for work done is like this. Work done value is equal to force dot displacement. And we know this is a dot product. Okay na? It's a dot product. So dot product anante we should be writing it like this. F dot S vector. So if you have this F vector given as Fx I cap plus Fy j cap plus Fz k cap. Okay na? అదే విధంగా S వెక్టర్ తీసుకుంటే Sx I cap plus Sy j cap plus Sz k cap. Okay, so these two vectors are given, F vector, S vector, and we guys know work done formula is nothing but dot product which comes out to be Fx into Sx plus Fy into Sy plus Fz into Sz. So let us substitute the values. Fx, Sx values if we take it 2 into 2, 2 into 2. ఈ స్టెప్తో మీకు ఆల్రెడీ ఆన్సర్ వచ్చేసి ఉంటుంది. నేను సాల్వ్ చేసే కంటే ముందు మీరు సాల్వ్ చేయొచ్చు. సో ఇట్ ఈస్ 3 into 3 and Fz into Sz if you take it, that is 7 into 5. 7 into 5. 2 2s are 4 plus 3 3s are 9 plus 7 5s are 35. If you add all of them, you will see 9 plus 35, which is 44. 44 plus 4, which means 48. 48 joules. We are calling regarding energy or work done, which is given in terms of SI units as joules. So let's look into that. Joules can also be written as Newton meters. So నాకు తెలిసి మీకు యూనిట్స్ సంబంధించి కన్ఫ్యూజన్ ఏం లేదనుకుంటున్నా. If you see the options, they gave option 1 30, option B or option 2 40, option 3 48 Newton meter, option 4 which is 25 Newton meter. Our answer is matching with the given answer. It's correct itself. Fine. So now let us proceed to the next question. So if you see the next question, okay na, it is given that first of all A vector is given. A vector is equal to I cap plus 2j plus 3k and B vector is given as 3i plus 2j plus k cap are the adjacent sides of a parallelogram respectively. The area of the parallelogram is. So we need to get the area of the parallelogram. So if you have the two adjacent sides of a parallelogram and you know them in a vector form, so then we know the formula for area of the parallelogram like this. Let me give you the one. So if you have two vectors, so this is A vector, this is B vector, okay na, it is like this. Understood? Clear? Angle between them is equal to theta. So area of the parallelogram formed is given by is equal to formed by A cross B, A and B, right? So this would be magnitude of A cross B. ఎందుకు magnitude తీసుకోవాలి ఎందుకనంటే we need to find out the area. ఇక్కడ A cross B అని అంటే basically it's a cross product. Cross product means basically it's a vectors, right? Cross product is a vector. మనకి వెక్టర్ అవసరం లేదు, ఆ వెక్టర్ యొక్క magnitude మనకు అవసరం. సో A cross B అనేది మనం తీసుకోవాలి and దాని యొక్క magnitude కనుక్కోవాలి. If you see in this question it is given that A vector value is equal to I cap plus 2j plus 3k, I cap plus 2j plus 3k, and we have B vector value is equal to 3 2k, 3 2 1, 3i cap plus 2j cap plus 1k cap, antena 3 2 1. Okay, so these two values are given, A and B. So let us do the cross product and get the magnitude of it. So if you see this A cross B value, we know the formula to evaluate the value of A cross B. You take I cap, J cap, K cap. I hope it is visible on the screen. No, it is not visible. Let me write down little bit down. So A cross B, so you have this I cap, you have this J cap, you have this K cap, clear, and we have the values 1 2 3 3 2 1. So 1 2 3 3 2 1. So write down I cap, so these two will go off, so 2 into 1 minus 2 into 3, 2 into 1 minus 2 into 3. This is how we do this cross product. Then we'll take minus into J cap, then you neglect the row and the column in which J is there. Take cross product of remaining 4 values. So 1 into 1 minus 3 into 3. So we have 1 into 1 minus 3 into 3 plus K cap. Okay, అలాగే K cap అనగానే again K ఉన్న రో కాలం వదిలేసేయాలి, రిమైనింగ్ పారామీటర్స్ యొక్క క్రాస్ ప్రొడక్ట్. సో 1 into 2 minus 3 into 2, 1 into 2 minus 3 into 2. Okay na? So this comes out to be I cap of 2 minus 6 minus J cap 1 minus 9 plus K cap into 2 minus 6, you take it, minus 4 I cap minus 8 J cap, minus 8 kaadu, minus 8 into 1, so plus 8, and we have minus 4 K cap. So we are getting the vector to be like this, minus 4 I cap plus 8 J cap minus 4 K cap. So let us get the magnitude of it. So magnitude of A cross B is equal to square root of minus 4 whole square minus 8 whole square minus 8 plus 8. We should write it correctly. It is plus 8. ఇక్కడ ప్లస్ వచ్చినా మైనస్ వచ్చినా పెద్ద సంబంధం పెద్ద డిఫరెన్స్ ఏం రాదు, బట్ వీ షుడ్ హ్యావ్ ది హ్యాబిట్ ఆఫ్ రైటింగ్ ఆర్ సబ్స్టిట్యూటింగ్ కరెక్ట్లీ అనమాట. సో ఇఫ్ యూ సింప్లిఫై దిస్ విల్ గెట్ దిస్ యాజ్ 16 8 8 64 plus 16. So we have it as square root of 64 plus 32. This comes out to be square root of 96. If you simplify 96, because square root of 96 is coming up, 2 4s are 8, 2 8s are 16, 2 2s are 4, 2 4s are 8, 2 1s are 2, 2 2s are 4, 2 6s are 12, 2 3s are 6. So we'll see 2 square is there and this one. So we have it as 2 into 2 into square root of 6, which comes out to be 4 root 6. This is the answer for the question. Okay na? And we కనిపించచ్చు సార్ ఇది మ్యాచ్ అవ్వట్లేదు ఏ ఆప్షన్తో కూడా అని చెప్పేసి. You can see here, yes, it is not matching, and whatever they have ticked is wrong. 8 root 3 kaadu. If you square 8 root 3, you will not get 96. Okay na? Clear? So please understand that the answer for this question is given wrong. The correct answer is actually like this, which is nothing but 4 root 6. So root 6 ni మనం simplify చేయలేకపోతున్నాము. Clear? So that's why it is like this. Understood? So let us now proceed with the next question. In the next question, so this is a little bit theoretical. Let me read out this question for you guys here. A block is placed on a rough floor and a horizontal force F is applied on it. The force of friction F by the floor on the block is measured for different values of F. The graph between the F, small f is friction, and F applied force anamata. So we have discussed in friction concept, అంటే మేజర్గా ఫ్రిక్షన్ టాపిక్లో క్వశ్చన్స్ కాకుండా ఎక్కువ టైం స్పెండ్ చేసే టాపిక్ ఏదైనా ఉందనంటే ఇదే అనమాట. బేస్డ్ అపాన్ ద అప్లైడ్ వాల్యూ ఆఫ్ ఫోర్స్, వాట్ యాక్చువల్లీ హ్యాపెన్స్ టు ది ఫ్రిక్షన్ ఫోర్స్. ఫ్రిక్షన్ ఫోర్స్ అనేది ఇండిపెండెంట్ ఫోర్స్ కాదు, అది అవుట్పుట్ ఫోర్స్ అనమాట. అంటే ఇన్పుట్ సమ్ అదర్ ఫోర్స్ యాక్ట్ అవ్వటం వల్ల ఫ్రిక్షన్ ఫోర్స్ అనేది ప్రొడ్యూస్ అవుతుంది. ఓకేనా? దట్స్ అ థింగ్. సో ఫ్రిక్షన్ ఫోర్స్ విత్ రెస్పెక్ట్ టు ద అప్లైడ్ ఫోర్స్ వేరియేషన్ అనేది మనం ఇలా చూసాం. ఐఎమ్ నాట్ గెటింగ్ ఇన్ టు ద హోల్ కాన్సెప్ట్. I'm not going to discuss the whole concept for half an hour because we are discussing questions. So if you are joining for Technogate, we can definitely discuss that in detail in live also. Okay na? So please understand that. So I have the restriction of time. You need to understand that. And if you remember the variation of the friction force with respect to applied force. So here there is friction. Friction nenu ela chupistunanu. Applied force. Let me put it as F. In the question they are using it as F. Applied force is given as F and friction force is given as small f. So you remember that the initial one, till the body is at rest, the friction force applied force మీరు పెంచుతున్న కొద్దీ ఫ్రిక్షన్ ఫోర్స్ కూడా పెరిగిపోతూ ఉంటుంది. ఓకేనా? మీరు ఎంత పెంచితే అంత పెరిగిద్ది. సో బేసికలీ this particular line is having a slope of 45 degrees. Okay? So you have like this. Okay na? Till the body is at rest, applied force ఎంత ఉంటే friction force అంత వస్తుంది. Applied force ఎంత ఉంటే friction force అంత వచ్చింది కాబట్టి the body is at rest. Okay na? కానీ at some point the body will start to move. So body ఒక్కసారి మూవ్ అవడం స్టార్ట్ అవ్వగానే friction force తగ్గిపోతుంది and throughout the body is in motion. So here the body is in motion. Until here the body is at rest. So you see the friction force is varying like this. Friction force అనేది increase అవుతుంది ఎలాగా 45 degrees slope తో ఇలా వెళ్తుంది. Then afterwards the friction force is actually constant like this. The friction force is actually constant like this anamata basic ga. Understood? This is the one. Clear? I hope there is no confusion at all. Okay? So if you see the options, first option says the graph is a straight line of the slope of 45 degrees for all f. Ikkada statement daka correct. Graph is 45 degrees slope గ్రాఫ్ ఈజ్ హ్యావింగ్ ఏ స్లోప్ ఆఫ్ 45 degrees టు సమ్ ఎక్స్టెంట్. కానీ త్రూఅవుట్ ద వాల్యూ ఆఫ్ ఎఫ్ కాదు. ఎఫ్ ఎంత ఎక్కువ అవుతున్నా కొద్దీ అలాగే ఉంటుందా కాదు. ఇట్ ఈస్ గోయింగ్ టు బి ఏ స్ట్రైట్ లైన్ కదా. 45 degrees థింగ్ అనేది ఓన్లీ కొంచెం వరకే కరెక్ట్, బాడీ రెస్ట్లో ఉండే వరకే కరెక్ట్. దట్స్ వై దిస్ ఆప్షన్ ఈజ్ రాంగ్. అలాగే ఇఫ్ యూ గో టు సెకండ్ ఆప్షన్, ద గ్రాఫ్ ఇస్ ఎ స్ట్రైట్ లైన్ ప్యారలల్ టు ఎఫ్ యాక్సిస్ ఫర్ ఆల్ ఎఫ్. నో, it is not straight line throughout the value of f, so this option is also wrong. Third option చూస్తే the graph is a straight line of slope 45 degrees for small values of f and straight line parallel to f for large values of f. It is right because upright force అనేది తక్కువ ఉన్నంత వరకు, because it is near to zero, తక్కువ ఉన్నంత వరకు friction force is varying according to the line which is of 45 degrees. తర్వాత it is becoming a horizontal line కదా. So third option is right and obviously fourth option is wrong. ఫోర్త్ ఆప్షన్ చదివితే ద గ్రాఫ్ ఈజ్ ఎక్స్పోనెన్షియల్ విత్ వాల్యూస్ ఆఫ్ ఎఫ్. నో, ఎక్స్పోనెన్షియల్ అనే థింగే లేదు. ఎక్స్పోనెన్షియల్ అంటే ఇలా పైకి, ఓకేనా, క్లియర్. ఏదో ఇప్పుడు ఇలా అనమాట. ఎక్స్పోనెన్షియల్ కర్వ్ అంటే మీకు ఆల్రెడీ తెలిసే ఉంటుంది బికాజ్ యూఆర్ కంప్లీటింగ్ డిప్లొమా అండ్ ఆల్. సో దాని గురించి ఎక్కువ డిస్కస్ చేయాల్సిన అవసరం లేదు. సో వీ హ్యావ్ ఎ స్ట్రైట్ లైన్ హ్యావింగ్ 45 degrees అండ్ హారిజాంటల్ లైన్ ఆఫ్టర్వర్డ్స్. సో థర్డ్ ఆప్షన్ ఈజ్ రైట్, అంతే అనమాట. దట్స్ ద థింగ్. ఐ హోప్ ఇట్ ఈస్ కంప్లీట్లీ ఫైన్. ఐ హోప్ దెర్ ఇస్ నో కన్ఫ్యూజన్ అట్ ఆల్. లెట్ us proceed with the next question. So this is also next question and this is a question which got repeated. మనం థర్డ్ చాప్టర్ ఆఫ్ ఫిజిక్స్ ఎప్పుడు చదువుకున్నా కూడా ఈ యొక్క కాన్సెప్ట్ మనం చదవకుండా ముందుకెళ్ళము. అండ్ ఈ కాన్సెప్ట్ మీద ఆల్రెడీ ప్రీవియస్ ఈ సెట్లో చాలా క్వశ్చన్స్ వచ్చాయి, 3 to 4 times వచ్చాయి. అండ్ అగైన్ ఇన్ ద రీసెంట్ 2025 ఈ సెట్ పేపర్ దిస్ క్వశ్చన్ గాట్ రిపీటెడ్. సో యూ షుడ్ అండర్స్టాండ్ దట్ ఈజీ క్వశ్చన్సే కాదు, నేను ఎప్పుడు చెప్తుండేవాడిని, టఫ్ క్వశ్చన్స్ అనేవి వాటి గురించి భయపడకండి. టఫ్ క్వశ్చన్స్ రిపీట్ అయ్యే ఛాన్స్ ఉంది. టఫ్ క్వశ్చన్స్ మీరు కొంచెం ఓపిక బట్టి నేర్చుకుంటే మీరు ఎగ్జామినేషన్లో అవి రిపీట్ అయ్యే ఛాన్స్ ఉంది కాబట్టి యూ కెన్ సాల్వ్ ఇట్ ఈజీలీ అని చెప్పేసి చెప్తూ ఉంటా. కానీ ఈ 2025 పేపర్ నుంచి మనం నేర్చుకుంది ఏంటి అని అంటే టఫ్ క్వశ్చన్సే కాదు, ఈజీ క్వశ్చన్స్ కూడా రిపీట్ అయ్యే ఛాన్స్ ఉందన్నమాట. క్లియర్? లెట్ us look into this question. It is given that throughout the flight of a particle in projectile motion, it's a very easy question. ప్రొజెక్టైల్ మోషన్ చూస్తే, ప్రొజెక్టైల్ మోషన్ అంటే ఏంటి, యు ఆర్ యాక్చువల్లీ థ్రోయింగ్ ఇట్ ఆఫ్. ఒక బ్యాట్స్మెన్ బాల్ని కొట్టాడు, ఓకేనా. వెన్ యు ఆర్ హిట్టింగ్ ఇట్ ద బాల్ విల్ బీ గోయింగ్ ఆన్ టు ద బౌండరీ, రైట్, ఇఫ్ ఇట్ ఈస్ లైక్ ఎ 6. ఓకే, సో మీకు తెలిసింది ఏంటి, ద బాల్ విల్ ఎక్స్పీరియన్స్ సమ్ యాక్సిలరేషన్ ఇన్ ది వర్టికల్ డైరెక్షన్. వర్టికల్ డైరెక్షన్ యాక్సిలరేషన్ ఎందుకు వస్తుంది, డ్యూ టు గ్రావిటేషనల్ ఫోర్స్. అదే ఎక్స్ డైరెక్షన్లో దేర్ విల్ నాట్ బీ ఎనీథింగ్. లెట్ విల్ డ్రా ద డయాగ్రామ్. So if you think that this is the ground and this is the vertical, so batsman ball ni ila kottadu anamata, so it is going on like this. Okay, so this is the vertical direction, this vertical direction, this x horizontal direction. So if you see in this direction there is gravitational pull. గ్రావిటేషనల్ ఫోర్స్ ఉంది కిందకి. ఎప్పుడైతే ఫోర్స్ ఉంటుందో దానికి సంబంధించి యాక్సిలరేషన్ కూడా ఉంటుంది, బికాస్ ఫోర్స్ ఈజ్ మాస్ ఇంటూ యాక్సిలరేషన్ కదా. సో దిస్ ఇంప్లైస్ దేర్ ఈజ్ జీ విచ్ ఈజ్ యాక్సిలరేషన్ అనమాట, డౌన్వర్డ్. అదే మీరు రైట్ సైడ్ తీసుకుంటే ఆర్ హారిజాంటల్ సైడ్ తీసుకుంటే దేర్ ఈజ్ నో ఫోర్స్, ఈ డైరెక్షన్లో నో ఫోర్స్, ఓకేనా. దేర్ ఇస్ నో ఫోర్స్ ఎట్ ఆల్. అంటే మనం ఈ సెట్ లెవెల్లో చదివేటప్పుడు విండ్ అనేది, గాలి అనేది స్టేడియంలో లేదనుకుంటాము, ఇట్ ఈస్ కంప్లీట్ అండ్ వ్యాక్యూమ్ అనుకుంటాము. దట్స్ వై దెర్ ఇస్ నో ఫోర్స్ ఇన్ హారిజాంటల్ డైరెక్షన్, ఓకేనా. అదే రియల్ సినారియోలో విండ్ ఫోర్స్ విల్ బి దేర్, విండ్ మూలంగా దేర్ విల్ బి సమ్ సార్ట్ ఆఫ్ యాక్సిలరేషన్. అది మనం ఇప్పుడు డిస్కస్ చేయట్లేదు, బికాస్ యూ నీడ్ టు స్టడీ ఫ్లూయిడ్ మెకానిక్స్, యూ నీడ్ టు అండర్స్టాండ్ tougher concepts to apply it. So you can do it once you become that level of expert. ఇంజనీరింగ్ అయిపోయిన తర్వాత రీసెర్చ్కి వెళ్ళినప్పుడు మీరు చేయొచ్చు. సో హారిజాంటల్ డైరెక్షన్లో దెర్ ఇస్ నో ఫోర్స్ కాబట్టి దిస్ ఇంప్లైస్ దెర్ ఈజ్ నో యాక్సిలరేషన్. There is no acceleration along this direction. There is no force, there is no acceleration. When there is no acceleration, you can say velocity constant. అంటే horizontal direction లో velocity remains constant అన్నమాట. So if you see the options, throughout the flight of the particle in projectile motion, horizontal velocity remains constant. First option itself says horizontal component of velocity is constant, right? So remaining options we don't need to check it. Second option says the velocity component of vector is constant. sorry, the vertical component of velocity is constant. No, because acceleration అనేది ఉంది కాబట్టి velocity change అవుతూ ఉంటుంది. Horizontal component of velocity decreases. No, x direction లో or horizontal direction లో acceleration లేదు కాబట్టి velocity change అవ్వదు or decrease అవ్వదు. So third option is wrong. Horizontal component of velocity is 0. No, whatever velocity you are actually giving will be there. Horizontal component of velocity లేకపోతే బ్యాట్స్మెన్ 4 కొట్టలేడు, 6 కొట్టలేడు, ముందుకు వెళ్ళాలి కదా బాల్, రైట్? దట్స్ వై second, third, fourth options are wrong. Only first option is right. Clear? So the next video will continue from the next question. So we are done with 5 questions. We start with the 6th question in the next video. So we'll start with this. You guys can simply copy the question. You can try this question, and in the next video we are going to discuss this. Okay everyone, thank you so much. All the best. Let's meet in the next video. Bye everybody. So welcome back everyone. We are entering into the second video where we are going to discuss regarding the remaining questions of physics 2025 Ecet questions. We will try to complete all the questions in this video itself. We will not stretch much in this one. So now we are entering into the 6th question. It is given that a motorcyclist driving with a speed of 0.6 km per minute goes over a turn of radius of curvature of 10 meters. His slope with the vertical in degrees, take g is equal to 10 meters per second square, is how much? So let's solve this. In this one we know that when a cycle or a bike is doing a turn, it will be basically in a inclined mode. So ఇది ground అన్నమాట. Okay, so the person will be sitting on this like this. It will be inclined like this. So in this question we need to get this value of theta. What is inclination? If you are taking a right turn on a cycle or a bike, it will be bending towards the right. If you are taking left side, it will be bending towards the left. So we need to get this inclination. As the vehicle or the bicycle or the motorcycle is rotating in a circle, there will be some centrifugal force. Centrifugal force will be acting radially outside. So this value is equal to mv square by r. Okay, and downward gravitational force will be there, which is equal to mg. Okay, ఇంకా బెటర్గా మీకు అర్థం అవ్వాలి అని అంటే, if you see from top, you would observe that there is a circle. This is the path of the circle. So radially outward we have this centrifugal force, which is mv square by r, where r is the center radius of the circle. Mg is acting downward. Okay na? So this is the thing. If you take these two forces, they are acting like this. There is one force mv square by r which is acting in this way. Okay, there is another force which is actually like this, mg, which is acting down, and this is the inclination. I would like to correct one thing. We are not interested in getting this value of theta. We are actually interested in getting value of theta with the vertical, because if you read the question, it is given that a motorcyclist driving with a speed of 0.6 km per minute goes over a turn of radius of curvature 10 meter. His slope with the vertical in degrees. So we need to get with the vertical, that we need to understand. So with the vertical we want actually. So with the vertical means basically this inclination is there. We need to get the angle with the vertical. So this mg is like this. Vertical mg is along the vertical. Inclination is like this. So we need to get the value of theta, which is there here. Okay, right? Now in this one you turn this. You would find out like this. Downward mv square by r. Okay, and there is like this, and there is mg, and this value of theta is there. I just rotated this one by 90 degrees. So mg, which is acting horizontally, will come vertically. Mg, which is acting vertically, will come out horizontally. So if you take these two, this is mv square by r and this is mg, you can get the value as from the tan theta as mv square by r whole by mg, where you can easily cancel out the value of m. So we are actually getting the value of tan theta as V square by Rg. So we need to substitute the value of V, R and G. In this question, V is given in the question as 0.6 kilometer per minute. 0.6 kilometer per minute. G value is given as 10 meters per second square. They gave the value of G to be taken as 10 and radius of curvature is equal to 10 meters. Okay. Now we have this value of V, 0.6 kilometer per minute. So you need to understand that we always substitute in SI units. So let me convert this. So this 0.6, 1 kilometer is 10 power of 3 meters and minute means 60 seconds. So if you simplify this, it will become like this. 0, this will become 10 square, okay, 6, 0.1. So you'll get the final value as 0.1 into 10 square is 10 meters per second. This is the value. Okay, we got that. So let's get the value of tan theta, V square by Rg. V square, that is 10 square by R, which is 10 into G, which is equal to 1. So we are actually getting tan theta value as 1, which means in degrees, theta value is equal to 45 degrees. So if any doubt is there, just pause the video, rewind it and understand it. Simple. In fact, I can use this formula directly, V square by Rg formula directly, but I have done the derivation as well. I believe it is clear. Let us proceed with the next question. So let us look into this. This question is little tricky. It is not a straightforward formula based question. So let's try to understand this. It is given that two wires of lengths in ratio 2:3 taken from same material and having the same mass are stretched by same force. Then their elongations are in the ratio of. So let us take the data given in the question. So it is given the values like this. The wires of the length ratio 2:3. So L1 by L2 ratio is equal to 2/3. Same material and also mass. Inkemannaru same ani, same material and having same mass and also same force. Okay na? Same material anagane you can say Young's modulus values are same. E1 is equal to E2. Same mass ante we'll write down as M1 is equal to M2 and same force means we have P1 is equal to P2. Let us use this. Mass eppudaithe same antamo, mass is density into volume. So rho1 V1 is equal to rho2 V2. So you can write down rho is basically density, V is basically volume, okay, A is basically area and L is basically length. Volume can be written as area into length. So I can write down this equation as rho1 A1 L1 is equal to rho2 A2 and L2. They said same material. So we have rho1 is equal to rho2 as well. Same, I mean if two parts are made up of same aluminum, same copper, same material, their density will be same, Young's smallness will be same or any metal property that should be same. That's why they are same. I am cancelling out this rho. I will get A1 L1 is equal to A2 L2. Let me take that. So we are getting A1 L1 value is equal to A2 L2 and we have L1 by L2 value is equal to 2/3. This is the value. L1 by L2 is equal to 2/3. So we need to get what they are asking. You need to get elongation. We know the formula. Elongation is PL by AE and we know these values are same. Load P is same. Young's modulus is same because both are of same material. So we will get delta is proportional to L by A. This implies what? Delta 1 by delta 2 is equal to L1 by L2 into A2 by A1. Delta 1 by delta 2 is equal to L1 by L2 into A2 by A1. So let us use these equations. L1 by L2 is already known, which is 2/3. We need to substitute A2 by A1 as well. From this we can write down A2 by A1 is equal to L1 by L2, which is nothing but 2 by 3. So this would become delta 1 by delta 2 is equal to 2 by 3 into 2 by 3. Antena? Let us check this. 2 by 3 into A2 by A1 is 2 by 3. So we are getting this value as 4 by 9. The ratio of the elongations are equal to 4 by 9. So 4 by 9 is according to the fourth option. So this fourth option is right. I believe it is completely clear to everyone. I hope it is visible. I believe it is not written above the screen. Okay, koncham cut ayindi, but I believe you are able to understand this. From the next question, I will try to avoid this. A1 L1 is equal to A2 L2. From this we are getting A2 by A1 is equal to L1 by L2 is equal to 2 by 3. Okay, fine. Inka mundu unna vaatilo L1 by L2 is equal to 2 by 3 అని రాశాను given in the question. And in the previous question as well, velocity is equal to 0.6 km per minute. 0.6 km అనే దాన్ని 1 km ని 1000 తో మల్టిప్లై చేసా. So 0.6. I'm writing this once again here. 0.6 into 10 power 3 meter because there is 1 kilometer here by 60 seconds because 1 minute is equal to 60 seconds. So this will become 0.6 into 10 square by 6. This will become 0.1 into 10 square meters per second, which comes out to be 10 meters per second. Which comes out to 10 meters per second. That's how it is coming out to be 10 meters per second. I believe it is completely clear. From the next one, I will try to write down below that. I will avoid getting the text cut there. So we got the answer for this question as well. So for this question, we got the answer as option number 4. Fine. This question, you can see here, it's a theoretical question. Which of the following statements is wrong? Let me stand this side. Which of the following statements is wrong? It is given that surface tension of a liquid decreases with increase of temperature. Second option, surface tension of a liquid increases or decreases depending on the type of the impurities added to the liquid. Third option, angle of contact depends on the inclination of the solid rod placed in the liquid. Option 4, a drop of oil placed on the surface of the water will spread as a thin layer. First thing, see here, when you drop oil on water, it will spread. This statement is right, but they are asking which is the wrong option. So this cannot be the option. Now if you see the first one, surface tension of a liquid decreases with increase of temperature. Yes, because surface tension is due to cohesive forces, adhesive forces and so on like that. So as you increase temperature, this force of attraction will go down. So you would see that surface tension is going on decreasing. So this statement is right. This statement is right. Okay, na? So this statement is right. So this also cannot be the answer. So answer is there either in option number 2 or option number 3. Option 2 says surface tension of a liquid increases or decreases depending upon the type of the impurities added to the liquid. ఇది మీరు బాగా అర్థం చేసుకోవాలంటే సింపుల్ థింగ్ చూడండి. మామూలుగా వాటర్కి ఒక లెవెల్ ఆఫ్ సర్ఫేస్ టెన్షన్ ఉంటుంది సర్ఫేస్ మీద. నౌ ఇఫ్ యు టేక్ సర్ఫ్ బేసికల్గా లిక్విడ్ డిటర్జెంట్ ఆర్ సర్ఫ్ ఎనీథింగ్ బట్టలు ఉతికేటప్పుడు నానబెట్టడానికి ఆ సర్ఫ్ ఎప్పుడైతే తీసుకెళ్ళి మీరు వాటర్లో వేసి మీరు దాన్ని డిజాల్వ్ చేస్తారో నురగ ఫామ్ అవుతుంది అనమాట. నురగ ఫామ్ అవ్వడం అంటే ఏంటి? సర్ఫేస్ టెన్షన్ తగ్గిపోయింది. సర్ఫేస్ టెన్షన్ ఎక్కువ ఉంటే టాప్ సర్ఫేస్ ఆఫ్ ద లిక్విడ్ ఈస్ ఇంటాక్ట్. సర్ఫేస్ టెన్షన్ తగ్గిపోవడం మూలంగా టాప్ సర్ఫేస్ ఇంటాక్ట్గా లేదు కాబట్టి దెర్ ఈస్ నో ఎనఫ్ ఫోర్స్ టు స్టాప్ ద టాప్ సర్ఫేస్ ఆఫ్ ద లిక్విడ్ కాబట్టి బుడగలు నురగా ఫామ్ అవుతా ఉందన్నమాట బేసిక్గా. సో ఇఫ్ యూ యాడ్ సంథింగ్ యూ కెన్ రెడ్యూస్ ద సర్ఫేస్ టెన్షన్ అనమాట బేసిక్గా. క్లియర్? సో దట్స్ ద సేమ్ థింగ్. సో దిస్ స్టేట్మెంట్ ఈస్ రైట్. యూ ఆర్ యాడింగ్ సంథింగ్, కెన్ బి ఇంప్యూరిటీ ఆర్ ఎనీథింగ్, యూ కెన్ సీ దట్ సర్ఫేస్ టెన్షన్ కెన్ చేంజ్ basically. Clear? So first statement is right, second statement is right, third statement is right. They are all not answers at all. So the correct answer would be option number 3 itself, because this is could be a wrong statement. Let us see here. Angle of contact depends on the inclination of the solid rod placed in the liquid. No. Angle of contact, it is due to cohesive forces and adhesive forces. Okay na? If you take cohesive forces are more, so liquid particles will try to get attracted more rather than the liquid particle getting attracted to the glass or the container. Adhesive forces of attraction ante attractive force between different molecules kada. So liquid molecules ki glass or container molecules ki attractive force ekku undi anukundam. That means adhesive force is higher than the cohesive force within water molecules. Then what happens? You would see the water getting sticked to the container. Based on that net cohesive force, net adhesive force of attraction, you would see the angle of contact being formed, not based upon the way the container is there or some rod is kept inside the water or the liquid. So third statement is not right. Hence the answer for this question would be this third statement itself. This is how we need to solve it. I believe you are able to recapitulate what exactly we have taught in the class, or you people know. So this is the way in which we will be solving this question. Let us proceed to the next one. Question number 10 here. It is given a streamline flow is maintained across the two capillary tubes A and B connected in series. The length of the B is twice that of A and the radius of B is half that of A. Basically, the pressure across A is P, then the pressure across B is how much? So basically, the water or the liquid is flowing through the capillary tube, but one capillary tube is attached with another capillary tube. So capillary tube ante just understand that is basically a very small pipe, basically that is used to find out the viscosity of the liquid. So both are connected. So based upon the variation of the things from one capillary tube to other capillary tube, you need to find out what exactly is the pressure across B anamata. So let us take the Poiseuille equation. Poiseuille equation has the relationship between pressure, velocity, volume, radius of the pipe and so on like that. Okay. So let me take that formula first. I don't have the formula in my mind, but meeku avasaram anamata, you need to remember that formula. So let me write down the formula. So gurtu pettukondi, naaku nadustadi formula gurtu pettukokunda, but for you people it won't work. So the formula I am writing down from here. It is given as pi p, Poiseuille equation. Neta value is equal to pi p into r power 4 by 8VL. Pi p into r power 4 by 8VL. So remaining everything is constant. So we are getting pressure is proportional to L by r power 4. Pressure is equal to L by r power 4, because here only thing that is varying, only things which are varying are length and radius, right? So if you take, this would become P1 by P2 is equal to L1 by L2 into R2 power 4 by R1 power 4. P1, that is A. Let me write down like this. PA by PB is equal to LA by LB into RB power 4 by RA power 4. Fine, correct? AA, BB, correct? Now, PA is given as P. PB we need to find out. So this implies we have P by PB is equal to, we have that. What they are telling here, the streamline flow is maintained across the two capillary tubes A and B connected in series. Length of B is twice that of A. Length of B is equal to twice that of length of A. And the next one is basically the radius of B is half that of A. Radius of B is equal to half that of radius of A. So this is the value. So PA by PB is LA by LB, right? LA by LB into RB by RA power 4. RB by RA power 4. If you substitute that, we have P by PB is equal to LA by LB. From this we can say LA by LB is nothing but 1 by 2. It is all mathematics, you should be able to do it. We can get RB by RA value as, RB by RA as 1 by 2. So LA by LB is equal to 1 by 2, RB by RA is equal to again 1 by 2, but here there is power 4. RB by RA is 1 by 2. So we are getting the value P by P suffix B is equal to 1 by 2 power 5. So we are actually getting PB as, PB is equal to 2 power 5 P. Let me check the calculation, but here I am getting the answer as 2 power 5. 8 into 8 into 4, 32p I'm getting. So my calculation is giving this. Let me check the options. Yes, it is there, and it is also, they are also telling that it's actually correct answer. This is how you need to solve it. So Poiseuille equation మీద ఇప్పటిదాకా క్వశ్చన్స్ చాలా రేర్ గా వచ్చాయి. ఇన్ఫాక్ట్ లాస్ట్ 3-4 years లో క్వశ్చన్స్ రాలేదు. బట్ దిస్ ఇయర్ వీఆర్ ఎక్స్పెక్టింగ్ దిస్. దిస్ ఇయర్ we got this paper, we got this question. So we should never ever neglect any topic that is there in the Ecet. So understand that one. We are done with this. Let us proceed with the next question. Okay, let us proceed with the next question. It is given that a body of mass 0.1 kg is thrown vertically upward. A body of mass 1 kg, 0.1 kg is thrown vertically upward at a certain point above the ground. The potential energy and kinetic energy of the body are 3.7 joules and 6.3 joules. The maximum height it reaches is g is equal to 10 meters per second square. So the body is thrown vertically up. So let us take the data which is given in the question. Let us take the data which is given in the question. It is given that body of mass 0.1 kg. So mass value is equal to given as 0.1 kg. Okay, body of mass 0.1 kg. It is thrown vertically upward. So let me take the diagram. It is thrown vertically upward. It should go to this maximum height like this. But we are discussing at a point anamata. Idi. It is gone to a particular height. Maximum height is this. Akkadi nunchi malli kinda padipotha untadi. We are discussing at some arbitrary point h. Akkada what they are telling is basically at the certain point above the ground, potential energy, kinetic energy values are given. Potential energy is 3.7 joules. Potential energy is equal to 3.7 joules. Kinetic energy is equal to, potential energy is equal to 3.7 joules. Kinetic energy is equal to 6.3 joules. Okay, we know the formula for potential energy, mgh 3.7, kinetic energy half mv square into 6.3, right? Okay, so from this let us try to get something which is not known. M we can cancel out. We don't know even the value of v. We don't even know the value of h. Kada? So this is the thing. So what shall we do here? Yeah, m is given, right? M is given. So we can get unknown values. What can we do here? So m is given, g is given. So we can get the value of h and v. We can get the value of h and v. So we get the value of h from this one as 3.7 by m into g, 0.1 into 10, which comes out to be 3.7 meters. So this value is coming out to be 3.7 meters. అలాగే ఇది కనుక్కుంటే half mv square. Half mv square is equal to 6.3. Half mass is 0.1 into v square is equal to 6.3. V square is equal to 6.3 into 2 by 0.1. V square is equal to 63 into 2. Okay, so what I will do is I will simply write down 126. V square is 126. Okay na, ఇది గుర్తుపెట్టుకోండి. ఏంటనంటే at this point the velocity is equal to, at this point the value of velocity is equal to, we are getting like that. Okay, at the highest point velocity will be 0, but they are actually asking the maximum height. అంతేనా? ఈ క్వశ్చన్ ఏమడుతున్నారు? they are asking us to get the maximum height. So maximum height రావాలి అని అంటే we have one formula. ఏంటది? For maximum height, okay na, for maximum height h max, the formula in vertical motion is u square by 2g. and enti the initial velocity at that starting point, ante ikkada initial velocity idi, it is starting with u, right? Okay na, we know this v, clear? Let us get this u. ఒక్కసారి u వస్తే we can easily get the answer, right? So మనకి v square వచ్చు, we need to get the value of u square kada. So what we can do is we have an equation, enti v square minus u square is equal to 2as. v square ఏమి ఇచ్చారు క్వశ్చన్ లో, or we got the v square value as 126. 126 minus u square is equal to 2 into minus 10, because a is minus g, because it is thrown up, acceleration is going down, and S value is nothing but plus H. This H value ఎంత వచ్చింది ఇప్పుడు మనకి? H value ఎంత వచ్చింది మనకి? H value is equal to 3.7 meter. 126 minus U square is equal to minus 20 into 3.7, which is 37 2s are. Okay, 0 will be gone, so 37 into 2, 37 2 is coming out to be 74. And then 7 2s are 14, 74. So we are getting it as minus 74. So 126 minus U square. So we will get the value of U square is equal to 126 plus 74. So U square value coming out to be 0 1 200. And then yes, U square is coming out to be 200. So now let us get H maximum height, which is U square by 2G, which is U square 200 by 2 into 10, which comes out to be, if you simplify, 2, which is 100, 0, 0. We are getting the maximum height to be 10 meters. So it's a mathematical thing, very simple thing. Already మనకు తెలిసిన information use చేసి we are able to get this. So if you have practice, when you are facing the Ecet examination, you should be able to tackle such things. Okay na? Question కష్టంగా ఉందని కొత్త వాళ్ళు 2026 2027 ఎగ్జామ్ రాసే వాళ్ళు టెన్షన్ పడకండి. You will be able to deal with such questions very very easily, but you need practice. అంతే అన్నమాట. We are done with this. Let us proceed with the next question. 10 minutes వచ్చింది. Let me see if it is matching with options. Yes, it is matching with first option. Option number A. Great. Fine. Next question. It is given that 2 containers of volume. It's given 2 containers of volumes 20 meter cube. 2 containers of volume 20 meter cube and 30 meter cube have gases at pressures of 40 megapascal and 50 megapascal. The 2 containers are connected by a very narrow pipe of negligible volume, and the gases are allowed to intermingle. If the temperature remains constant, the final pressure in megapascal is. So imagine 2 containers are there, 2 gas cylinders anukondi. 2 individual gas cylinders lo we have this. First gas cylinder is 20 meter cube volume, second gas cylinder is of 30 meter cube volume. First gas cylinder lo 40 megapascal pressure undi, second danlo 50 megapascal pressure undi. Ippudu రెండిటి మధ్యలో ఒక కనెక్షన్ ఇచ్చాం. అంటే ఇందులో ఉన్న గ్యాస్ మొత్తం ఈక్విలిబ్రియంకి వెళ్ళిపోతుంది. మొత్తం హై ప్రెషర్ నుంచి లో ప్రెషర్కి వెళ్ళిపోతుంది. ఇంకేమన్నా మాస్ ఇందులోకి రావాలో వచ్చేస్తూ ఉంటుంది అనమాట బేసిక్గా. సో ఆఫ్టర్ సమ్ టైమ్ వాట్ హ్యాపెన్స్ ఈస్ యూ విల్ సీ యూనిఫామ్ ప్రెషర్ ఈస్ దేర్. Gas always moves according to change of pressure, difference of pressure. It goes from high pressure to low pressure, right? It goes from high pressure to low pressure, right? Same thing is here. So overall distribution జరిగిపోతుంది అన్నమాట బేసిక్గా. ఓకే, కానీ ఇక్కడ ఏంటి, ఒక దాంట్లో 20 ఉంది వాల్యూమ్, అంటే వాల్యూమ్స్ ఆర్ డిఫరెంట్, ప్రెషర్స్ ఆర్ ఆల్సో డిఫరెంట్. సో వీ నీడ్ టు అండర్స్టాండ్ దట్ ఇఫ్ దే ఆర్ కనెక్టెడ్ బై నెగ్లిజిబుల్ వెరీ నారో పైప్ ఆఫ్ నెగ్లిజిబుల్ వాల్యూమ్, అంటే కనెక్ట్ చేసిన పైప్తో సంబంధం లేదు, దాని వాల్యూమ్తో సంబంధం లేదు, it is happening at a constant temperature, final pressure ఎంత అని అడుగుతా ఉన్నారు. It is a question which we are using, which we need to use ideal gas equation. Let me show you how. There is an ideal gas equation. ఇది cylinder 1 అనుకుందాం. I believe it is not visible, so let me write down below. Cylinder 1, cylinder 2. Cylinder 1 low pressure. So pressure is given in this question as, let me take the data here. Pressure is given as 40 megapascal. Volume is equal to given as 20 meter cube. P2 value is equal to given as 50 megapascal. And V2 value is equal to given as P1 V1 40 20, P2 V2 50 30. This is the value. Okay, ఇప్పుడు ఏమవుతుంది, we are actually making them connected. Okay, but before that let's write down the ideal gas equation. ఎలాగో temperature is constant, so ideal gas equation for the first one is P1 V1 is equal to N1 RT. ఇక T1 అని రాయాలి. R అనేది universal gas constant. So no matter whatever is the gas, there will be same value of R. So R ని R గానే రాశాను, T ని T1 గా రాయలేదు ఎందుకంటే it's a process of constant volume, so constant temperature, that's why. Clear? So it is kept here. Similarly here P2 V2 is equal to N2RT అన్నమాట బేసిక్ గా. ఇది సిచ్యువేషన్. నౌ రెండు మిక్స్ చేసిన తర్వాత ఏమవుతుంది, గ్యాస్ విల్ ఆక్యుపై ద హోల్ వాల్యూమ్. మీరు చిన్న బాటిల్లో ఉన్న గ్యాస్ని ఆ బెలూన్లో ఉన్న గ్యాస్ని ఎల్పిజి సిలిండర్ పెద్దగా ఉన్న సిలిండర్లోకి పంపించండి. ద సేమ్ లిటిల్ అమౌంట్ ఆఫ్ గ్యాస్ విల్ స్ప్రెడ్ త్రూఅవుట్ ద లార్జర్ సిలిండర్. సో ఎంత వాల్యూమ్ ఉంటే వాల్యూమ్ ఆఫ్ ద కంటైనర్ విల్ బీ ఈక్వల్ టు వాల్యూమ్ ఆఫ్ ద గ్యాస్ అన్నమాట బేసిక్గా. ఓకేనా? సో వెన్ యూ ఆర్ కనెక్టింగ్ బోత్ ఫైనల్ సిలిండర్ final, when you are connecting both, volume is equal to V1 plus V2. Volume is equal to V1 plus V2. Here the value of ideal gas equation comes out to be final pressure into V1 plus V2 is equal to N1 plus N2, number of moles kada. Or we can erase this. Let us write down something like this one here. N final RT. N final RT, because number of moles depends on mass by molecular weight, all those things are there, right? So we cannot simply take it, we cannot simply add it, number of moles. Okay, so N1 plus N2 is there. Yes, we can add it, it's anyways number, right? It's taken care. So let me write down that. I think it should be there, it should be valid. Koncham confusion undi, but still I will do it. N1 plus N2 into RT. This is the thing. We need to get this final value of pressure. V1, V2 is rendu icharu. We don't know N1, N2s, right? Let us take N1, N2s from here. So from here we can get N1 is equal to P1 V1 by RT. Here N2 value is equal to P2 V2 by RT. Okay? Let us substitute N1, N2s in that one. So we will get like this. Final pressure into V1 plus V2 is equal to N1, which is given as P1 V1 by RT. కొంచెం ప్రాక్టీస్ లేకపోవడం వల్ల నేను కొంచెం కన్ఫ్యూజ్ అయ్యాను, బట్ దిస్ ఇస్ కరెక్ట్ ఓన్లీ. P2 V2 by RT whole into RT. ఎందుకు మనం మోల్స్ యాడ్ చేయగలుగుతున్నాము అని అంటే, బికాజ్ ఇట్స్ నెంబర్, బేసికల్ యూనిట్స్ వైజ్ దే ఆర్ నెంబర్ ఆఫ్ మోల్స్, మాస్ ఆఫ్ దట్ గ్యాస్ బై నెంబర్ ఆఫ్ మాలిక్యూల్స్, వీ కెన్ యాడ్ ది మోల్స్ అన్నమాట. దట్స్ హౌ ఇట్ ఈస్ కమింగ్ అప్. So if you simplify, this RT which is common will be getting cancelled out. So you will get the final equation as final pressure into V1 plus V2 is nothing but P1 V1 plus P2 and V2. This is the one. We need to get final pressure. So the equation will become, the final equation will become P1 V1 plus P2 V2 by V1 plus V2. And see here, మనం ఇక్కడ రేషియో తీసుకుంటున్నాం. న్యూమరేటర్లో వాల్యూమ్ ఉంది, డినామినేటర్లో వాల్యూమ్ ఉంది. న్యూమరేటర్లో ప్రెషర్ ఉంది, ఈ ప్రెషర్ ఇటు సైడ్ వస్తే డినామినేటర్లో ప్రెషర్ ఉంది. బేసిక్గా ఇట్స్ రేషియో అనమాట. సో యూ డోంట్ నీడ్ టు చేంజ్ ద యూనిట్స్ అన్నెసరలీ. ఒకవేళ చేంజ్ చేసినా కూడా ఆ ఫ్యాక్టర్స్ ఏవైతే మల్టిప్లై చేస్తారో 10 క్యూబో లేకపోతే 10⁻³ ఇంకేమన్నా కానీ అవి క్యాన్సిల్ అయిపోతాయి. యూ కెన్ చెక్ ఇట్ బై కన్వర్టింగ్ ప్రెషర్ టు పాస్కల్స్, volume to meter cube. Okay, so here P1 V1 value, P1 V1 is equal to P1 V1 value is equal to P1 V1 40 into 20 plus P2 V2 is equal to 50 into 30 whole by V1 plus V2, that is 20 plus 30. This particular volume is anyways in SI units anamata, because this is meter cube. So pressure I am keeping as it is. Ante ఏ యూనిట్స్ లో ఇచ్చారు, మెగా పాస్కల్ లో. సో ఫైనల్ ఆన్సర్ విల్ ఆల్సో కమ్ ఇన్ మెగా పాస్కల్. ఒకవేళ మీరు పాస్కల్స్ సబ్స్టిట్యూట్ చేయాలి అని చెప్పేసి 10⁶ తో మల్టిప్లై చేసినా 10⁶ విల్ బి కమింగ్ ఫ్రమ్ హియర్ విచ్ విల్ బి కామన్, అండ్ అగైన్ యూ విల్ బి గెటింగ్ ఇన్ పాస్కల్. మళ్ళీ మెగా పాస్కల్ లో కన్వర్ట్ చేయడానికి యూ విల్ బి డివైడింగ్ బై 10⁶. సో ఆ ఫ్యాక్టర్ అనేది మీరు యాడ్ చేసినా క్యాన్సల్డ్ అయిపోతుంది లాస్ట్కి, అందుకని అనమాట. ఇఫ్ యూ సింప్లిఫై దిస్ విల్ బి గెటింగ్ దిస్ వుడ్ చేంజ్ ఇన్ టు 50, this 800, 1500. This will become 2300 by 50, 0, 0, 5 4s are 20 and 5 6s are 30, 46. So we are getting the final pressure in this combined cylinder as 46 megapascal. 46 megapascal, and it is matching with the first option. That's how we need to solve it. I believe you guys are very clear. Formula batti kotakandi. Nenu ela ideal gas equation okati batti kotti danni use chesi I was able to derive this equation. P1 V1 plus P2 V2 is equal to PF of V1 plus V2 అని చెప్పేసి ఆ విధంగా అన్నమాట. I believe it is clear. Let us proceed to the next one. 62nd question. 62nd question, again it's from thermodynamics. It is given here that during an adiabatic process, a monoatomic gas at 27 degrees centigrade is compressed suddenly to 1/8 of its original volume. Then the final temperature in centigrade is the ratio of two specific heats of gases is equal to 5/3. Okay, so let me take the data given in the question. The question is very straightforward. Question lo English ardham kaakapodaniki em ledu. So let me take the data. During an adiabatic process, they gave the process is adiabatic. You guys know what is adiabatic. There is no heat transfer in that. Temperature is equal to 27 degrees centigrade. 27 degrees centigrade is 27 plus 273, which is 300 Kelvin. Temperature should always be in Kelvin. Next, what they are saying, volume got changed to 1/8 of its original volume. V2 is equal to 1/8 of original volume. Okay, V2 is equal to 1/8 of original volume, and then the final temperature in centigrade is, and they gave the ratio of specific heats, Cp by Cv values. Ratio of specific heats of the gases is equal to 5/3, which is gamma. Cp by Cv is equal to 5/3, which is gamma here. V2 is equal to 1/8 of V1. V2 is equal to 1/8 of V1. We need to get the final temperature in centigrade. Antena? Kelvin or centigrade? Check chedam chudandi. Yes, they're expecting us to give in centigrade only. Okay. So in an adiabatic process, temperature and volume are related like this. T2 by T1 is equal to V1 by V2 gamma minus 1. Let me check this formula is correct or wrong. T2 by T1 is equal to V1 by V2 gamma minus 1. It's correct. You should be knowing this formula. Otherwise, you should proceed and derive it. T2 by T1. We don't know the value of T2. T1 value which we already know. T1 value is equal to 300 Kelvin. 300 Kelvin. V1 by V2 value. V1 by V2. From this we will get V1 by V2 value is nothing but V1 by V2 is equal to 8. V1 by V2 is equal to 8. 8 power 5/3 minus 1. Gamma value is equal to 5/3 minus 1. So this comes out to be, we have T2 by 300, which is 8 power 5/3 minus 1 means it is 2/3. But 8 is equal to 2 power 3. So 2/3 anamata. Ee vidhanga simplify cheyochu. So 3 will go. You are getting the value as 4. 2 square is equal to 4. That means our value of T2 is equal to 1200 Kelvin. But we need in centigrade. So 1200 minus 273. This comes out to be 10 minus 3 is 7. 9 minus 7 is equal to 2. 9 minus 7 అనగా 11. 11 నుంచి 11 minus 2 is equal to 9. 927 degrees centigrade. 927 degree centigrade. So it is matching with option number 3. That's how we need to solve it. I believe it is completely clear to everyone. Okay, fine. Next question. What they are asking this question? It's from simple harmonic motion. It is given that the time period of a simple pendulum is 3 seconds. Its length is made 4 times than its time period is. So we need to see the change of time period when the length is made 4 times. Okay. If you take the data, we have time period is equal to, I believe it is visible. Yes, 2 pi under root L by G. Only length is getting changed here. So time period proportional to root L. So we have T1 by T2 is equal to square root of L1 by L2. our T1 value which is given in the question as 3 seconds. T2 square root of L1. Okay na? L1 by L2 value. L1 by L2 length is made 4 times. L2 is equal to 4 L1. This implies L1 by L2 is equal to 1 by 4. 1 by 4, if you substitute, this will become 1 by 2. That means we are getting the value of T2 as 6 seconds. The final time period is equal to 6 seconds. Length ila 4 times increase cheyadam valla time period became 6 seconds anamata. Okay. So if you see the options, it is matching also. So the answer is option number 3. I believe it is clear. Another question from simple harmonic motion. Okay. I hope it is interesting. And this is question number. This is question number 66, 65, 64. Okay. We have almost another 10 more questions. A particle executes simple harmonic motion with an amplitude of 5 centimeters when the particle is at 4 centimeters from the mean position. The magnitude of its velocity in SI units is equal to that of its acceleration. Then its periodic time in seconds is. Let us take the data given in the question and try to solve it. A particle executes a simple harmonic motion with an amplitude of 5 centimeters. Given amplitude is equal to 5 centimeters, that means it is 0.05 meters. Inkante, when the particle is at 4 centimeters from the mean position, when x is equal to 4 centimeters, that is 0.04 meters. When x is equal to 4 centimeters, 0.04 meters from the mean position, the magnitude of its velocity in SI units at this location, velocity at x is equal to 4 centimeters is equal to velocity at x is equal to 4 centimeters is equal to that of acceleration. Acceleration at this x is equal to 4 centimeters anamata. We know the formula for velocity at displacement of x is nothing but omega root of a square minus x square. Acceleration formula is omega square x. Omega root of a square minus x square, and this value of acceleration is omega square x. In this question, they are asking us to find out the time period. Time period formula enti? Time period formula is equal to 2 pi by omega kabatti we need to get the value of omega. So if you take this, we can simplify. Omega is gone. So we have this value. Root of a square minus x square is equal to x anamata. So let me simplify that. Root of a square minus x square is equal to x kabatti a square minus x square is equal to x square. A square is equal to 2x square. Okay na? I'm sorry, I think we are missing out of omega. Omega goda undi. There is omega x. So omega square x square. Omega square x square aite a square is equal to 1 plus omega square whole into x square. We need to get omega only, right? So I'll write down a square by x square minus 1 is equal to omega square. So a square value is equal to 0.05 square. X square value is equal to 0.04 square is minus 1 is equal to omega square. So we need to calculate this. This is 5 square by 4 square minus 1 is equal to omega square. 5 square by 4 square enta? 25 by 16 minus 1 is equal to omega square. Antena? 25 by 16 minus 1 is equal to omega square. Okay? 25, this will become 9 by 16 is equal to omega square. Our value of omega is equal to 3 by 4. So we have the time period formula as 2 pi by omega kabatti 2 pi into 4 by 3, which is 8 pi by 3 seconds. Okay, I am keeping as it is because 8 and 3 రెండిట్లలో కూడా 22 గాని 7 గాని ఏం లేదు, లేకపోతే సింప్లిఫై అయ్యేది. If you see the options, I remember the option has this pi, so I am keeping as it is, and I can see that it is matching with option number 1. That's how we need to solve it. Clear? Fine. Very simple, dead easy question. The two equations of a simple harmonic motion are y1 is equal to 12 sine of 50t plus pi by 2. y2 is equal to 12 sine of 50t plus pi by 3. The phase difference between the motions is, I believe you guys know, for any simple harmonic motion, the coefficient or the value outside sine or cos is basically amplitude. The coefficient of t is basically omega, because it will be in the equation of a sine of omega t plus pi. So pi by 2 is basically phase. What they are asking, they kept everything same, amplitude same, they kept this particular omega same, 50-50. Only pi value is different, and they are asking for pi phase difference. Phase difference is nothing but difference of those phases. Let me calculate that. So we just need to write down the values of phases. Pi 1 value is given in the question as, pi 1 value is given in the question as pi by 2. Pi 2 value is given in the question as, pi 2 value is given in the question as pi by 3. Okay. So the phase difference delta pi, which is pi 1 minus pi 2, pi by 2 minus pi by 3, this will become pi by 6, 90 minus 60, 30, pi by 6 anamata. So pi by 6, which is 30 degrees anamata. So it's matching. Okay, 30 degrees and rashna koda, that is the answer. So here we can see clearly that it is the answer here, option C, the third one. We are done with this. Let us proceed to 66th question. We are almost having 9 questions now, 10 questions now. That's okay. There are a lot of theoretical questions like this. This is a question from sound. The multiple reflections leading to persistence of sound in an auditorium is. So when sound is getting continuously reflected and there is resound. Okay, now resound is called an echo. Resound is called as an echo, but persistence of sound ante echo nunchi inko echo raavadam aa yoka phenomenon ni mana reverberation antam. Hence the answer for this question is option number 3, reverberation. Clear? Very straightforward question. Let us proceed to the next one. Okay, it's a very good interesting question. Jagrataga vinandi. Clear? Complete clarity, understanding lekapothe ee question answer cheyalemu. We need to be what do you say, manchiga concept ardhamai undalannamata. So let me explain you this. Two sources S1, S2 are moving with a certain velocities. The apparent frequencies observed by a stationary observer are double and half of their original frequencies respectively. If the velocity of the sound is v and velocity of the wind is 0, then the velocities of the two sources respectively are. See here how exactly I am taking. I suggest you people to pause this video and read the question once. మీ ఓన్గా ఒకసారి 5 నిమిషాలు 10 నిమిషాలు టైం తీసుకుని సాల్వ్ చేయండి. అప్పుడే నేను చెప్పే ఎక్స్ప్లెనేషన్ బాగా అర్థమవుద్ది అనమాట. లేకపోతే ఇలాగే ఎందుకు రాయాలి, ఈ విధంగా ఎందుకు రాయాలి అని చాలా డౌట్స్ వస్తూ ఉంటాయి. క్లియర్? సో ఇట్స్ ఓకే, ప్లీజ్ పాజ్ ద వీడియో, ట్రై ఆన్ యువర్ ఓన్. ఐఎమ్ గివింగ్ ద సొల్యూషన్ ఎనీవేస్, యూ కెన్ చెక్ ఇట్. ఐఎమ్ గోయింగ్ స్టెప్ బై స్టెప్ based upon the data and the information given in the question here. Two sources S1, S2 are moving with a certain velocities. So let us take S1, there is another source S2. Two things here. S1, S2. They are moving together, S1 and S2 here. The apparent frequencies observed by a stationary observer are double. The apparent frequencies observed by a stationary observer are double and half of their original frequencies. Ante enti apparent frequency and observer is equal to, ఫస్ట్ కేసులో ఏంటి డబుల్ 2fs, ఇక్కడ ఏంటి హాఫ్ ఆఫ్ fs. ఓకేనా? ఇది ఫస్ట్ కేస్ సెకండ్ కేస్. క్లియర్? అండ్ వాట్ ఈస్ దే ఆర్ సేయింగ్ ఇన్ దిస్ వన్? దే ఆర్ టెల్లింగ్ దట్ if the velocity of the sound is v and velocity of the wind is 0, then the velocity of the two sources is. Clear? We have the general formula between fo and fs is apparent frequency of the observer is equal to given by frequency of the source into v plus r minus v naught by v minus plus vs. ఇది సంగతి. If observer is coming near, అంటే source observer రెండు observer is coming near అనుకోండి to the source, ప్లస్ తీసుకుంటాం. ఫార్ అంటే గోయింగ్ అవే అంటే నెగిటివ్ తీసుకుంటాం. అలాగే సోర్స్ దగ్గర వస్తే మైనస్, దూరం పోతే ప్లస్ అనమాట. అది సంగతి. క్లియర్? దిస్ ఇస్ ద కేస్. హియర్ ఎనీవేస్ the observer is stationary, so this value is 0. So we are getting the formula as f naught is equal to fs into v by V minus plus into Vs. Fs into V by V minus plus into Vs anamata. This is the equation here. So let us substitute in both the cases. In the first case they gave this. Enti first case lo F0 by Fs is equal to 2. Ikkada F0 by Fs in the second case is equal to half. చూడండి ఇప్పుడు ఫస్ట్ కేసులో 2 which is more than 1 అని అంటే ఏంటి 2 అంటే రేషియో మోర్ దెన్ 1 అవ్వాలి అని అంటే v షుడ్ బి గ్రేటర్ దాన్ దిస్ డినామినేటర్. సో మైనస్ అయితేనే ఇది పెరుగుతుంది, ప్లస్ అయితేనే ఇలా తగ్గుతుంది, 1 కంటే తగ్గడం అంటే మైనస్ విల్ బి గోయింగ్ ఫర్ దిస్, ప్లస్ విల్ బి గోయింగ్ ఫర్ దిస్. ఈ స్టెప్ మీరు చేయగలిగితే దట్ మీన్స్ యూ అండర్స్టూడ్ దిస్ డాప్లర్ ఎఫెక్ట్ కాన్సెప్ట్ వెరీ థరోలీ అనమాట. ఓకే క్లియర్, దట్స్ అ 1. So F0 by Fs is equal to 2 kada. So first of all let me simplify this. We are getting F0 by Fs equation as V by V minus Vs minus plus into Vs. ikkada తీసుకుంటే we have F0 by Fs is equal to 2 is equal to we have V by V minus Vs. ఈ second case లో F0 by Fs which is 1 by 2 is equal to V by V plus Vs. So this is velocity of the source 1, this is velocity of the source 2. Okay na? Clear? Now let us do the simplification. Did they give us the value of velocity of sound? Okay, they are asking us to use the coefficient as V, letter as V only, and we need to get the value of velocities of the sources in terms of V only. If you simplify here, 2V minus 2V S1 is equal to V. We have V is equal to 2V S1. We have the value of Vs1 is equal to V by 2. This is a value. If you take here V plus Vs2 is equal to 2V. We have Vs2 is equal to V. So we have the velocities as V by 2 and V. If you see the option V by 2 and V by 2 and V, it is there in the fourth option. That's how we need to solve it. Clear? You need to understand that, especially 2026, 2027 people, కాన్సెప్ట్ అర్థం అవ్వకుండా ఫిజిక్స్లో మార్క్స్ తెచ్చుకోలేము, అది మీరు మెంటల్గా ఫిక్స్ అయిపోండి. ఓకేనా? ఎన్ని షార్ట్ కట్స్ ఉన్నా కూడా, షార్ట్ కట్స్ ఎక్కడెక్కడైతే యూస్ఫుల్ అయితే వాడతాం, కానీ ఇలాంటి క్వశ్చన్స్లో షార్ట్ కట్స్ లేకుండా మనం సాల్వ్ చేయాల్సి వస్తుంది. కాన్సెప్ట్ క్లారిటీ ఉంటే మనం బాగా అర్థం చేసుకొని బాగా కాన్సెప్ట్ అర్థమైతే దెన్ విల్ బీ ఏబుల్ టు డూ ఇట్. సో ఇన్ టెక్నోగేట్ వి టీచ్ ఇన్ దట్ వే. సో ఐఎమ్ very happy or very confident that my students are actually dealing with these very easily. So if you are also in that way, you can definitely think about joining Technogate. We are done with this. Let us proceed with the question, which is 60, maybe 67, 68. This is 66 kada? 67, 68 question. Fine, that's okay. So this is straightforward question. It is asking, they are asking that the moment of couple acting on a bar magnet kept at an angle of theta 30 degrees to the direction of uniform magnetic field of induction 2 Tesla is equal to. First option is pole strength of the magnet, second option length of the magnet, third one is magnetic flux, fourth one is magnetic moment of the magnet. So basically magnetic moment of the magnet formula lo vastundi. Let me write down the formula for you guys. The formula, let me recapitulate. So mb sin theta, whatever the torque that is coming due to the magnetic field is equal to mb sin theta. So b is basically magnetic field anamata. Understood? Theta is the angle. So this is the magnetic, even rasar option lo they gave it as magnetic moment of magnet. Magnetic moment of magnet. Hence very clear. The answer is option number 4 itself. That's how we need to solve it. Fine. So we're almost done. We are going towards the end here. End lo semiconductors nunchi, modern physics nunchi very straightforward questions unnayi. We'll look into this question. It is little interesting, just like the Doppler effect question anamata. Let us look into this. What they're telling is, in a meter bridge, R1 and R2 are the resistances connected in the left and right gaps respectively. The bridge is balanced at the balancing point of 60 centimeters from the left. When a resistance of 30 ohm is connected in parallel to R2, the balancing point shifted to 90 centimeters. The values of R1 and R2 respectively are. So it's an interesting one. If you take the meter bridge, it will be like this. We will take one resistor, we'll have another resistor like this. In between there will be a galvanometer and we'll see if the current is passing. So దీన్ని మనం మూవ్ చేయొచ్చు అన్నమాట ఇట్లా. You will run this using a voltage, all those things and all. So you will see the length అన్నమాట. If this is L, this whole will be 100 అన్నమాట. So this will be 100 minus L అవుతుంది బేసిక్గా. సో ఏ డిస్టెన్స్ దగ్గర మనకి ఇక్కడ G 0 అవుతుందని చెక్ చేస్తాం. సో బేసిక్ ఏమంటున్నారు, when we are taking this R1 R2 values here, R1 R2 ని కనుక్కోవాలి. Initially it is R1, here it is R2. Second case ఏంటి, let me draw it slowly here. R1 ఉంచి ఇక్కడ R2 కి we are adding some other one. How much is the resistance there? So we have added resistance as 30 here. So we are adding 30. So when we are adding 30, they are saying that this length is coming at 90, where this whole is equal to L. Initially this L is equal to 60 అని ఇచ్చారు అంతే కదా. So they gave that value as 60 centimeters. So this is 100 centimeters, understood? So we have that one here. So we need to get R1 R2 according to that. First of all, R1 R2 are there. We have the equation, we have R1 by R2 is equal to L1 by L2. Case 1, I believe it is visible. Second case లో R1 by R equivalent is equal to L1 by L2. అంతే కదా. ఎందుకు ఈ రెండింటిని యూజ్ చేసి ఈక్వలెంట్ లెంగ్త్ ఈక్వలెంట్ రెసిస్టెన్స్ కనుక్కోవాలి. ఈ రెండింటిని ప్యారల్గా ఉన్నాయి కాబట్టి you will get R equivalent is equal to 30 R2 by 30 plus R2. 30 R2 by 30 plus R2 that you need to keep in mind. L1 60, this will become 40 kada. So in this first case we'll get like this, R1 by R2 60 by 40. Ikkada R1 by R equivalent, which is nothing but, let me write down R equivalent here. R equivalent is equal to 30 R2 by 30 plus R2. 30 R2 by 30 plus R2 whole become 90 by 10. Antena? What did they say? 60 initial ga, ademo 30 అయిపోయింది, right? Okay, 90 ante. So let us simplify this and get the value of R1 and R2. So from this we are getting R1 by R2 is equal to 3 by 2. And here 0 is gone, which is 9. We'll be getting R1 into 30 plus R2 by 30 R2 is equal to 9. Okay, R1 by R2 value manaku telusu. Let's substitute in this. 3 by 2 kada. We have 3 by 2 into 3 by 2 into 30 plus R2. 30 plus R2 by 30. R1 by R2, 30 plus R2 by 30. 30 plus R2 by 30 is equal to 9. That's the value here. Okay. If you simplify, 3 ones, 3 tens. Okay. Inkem vastadi 30 plus R2 is equal to 180. R2 is equal to 150. Ante kada. 9 to 118. Ante 30. R2 value 150 వచ్చేసింది. R1 ఎంత? Let us see here. R1 by R2 is 3 by 2. Okay. That means R1 is equal to 1.5 times or 3 by 2 times R2. 3 by 2 into 150. So this will become 3 by 2 is 1.5 into 150. 15 into 15. 225. So R1 value is equal to 225 ohm. So we have 225 and 150. 225 and 150. 225 and 150. So third option is right. It's matching. That's how we need to solve it. Clear? Batti kottaల్సింది ఏది లేదు. If you are correctly applying, you'll be able to deal with this. What else they are saying in this question? When 220 volts AC is applied across a step-up transformer, it draws a current of 3 amperes in the secondary. If the number of turns in the primary coil of the transformer is 100 and the secondary coil is 2000, the output power of the transformer is. Okay. So we have this equation between the voltage and number of coils. Primary, secondary. We have like this. Is it correct? Okay, I don't have any equation, that's fine. Vp by Vs, primary voltage. What they are telling here, when 220 voltage AC is applied across step-up transformer, it draws a current of 3 amperes in secondary. If the number of turns in the primary are of 2000 and this one 100 and 2000. Okay, let me write down those. Primary is 100, secondary is 2000. Okay, and if you take this 220 here and we need to get for secondary, let us simplify this. We are getting 0 0 0 0. We are getting the value of Vs is equal to 220 into 20, 440, 100 is the value here. This much is the voltage. Okay, we know power is Vs into I. Vs is 4400 volts. I value, which is nothing but 3 amperes. 44 into 3, let me calculate. 13200, and then 4 3s are 12, 13, 13200 watt. Basically 13200 watt is the power. 13200, it is matching. Second option. That's how we need to solve it. Clear? It is simply using that one. I believe it is completely clear. I hope there is no confusion. Let us now proceed to the next question, 71st one. So we have these 5 questions. So it is given in this question that a photon of frequency nu is incident on a photosensitive metal surface whose threshold frequency is nu naught. The kinetic energy of the emitted photon electron is basically, I believe you guys know the energy frequency relationship. Energy E is equal to h nu, where h is called as Planck's constant. We have the formula E is equal to h nu. సో బేసిక్ ఏంటంటే ఒక సర్ఫేస్ ఉంది, లైట్ ఇలా పడుతుంది అనమాట, లైట్ ఇంతతో వస్తుంది, ఈ ఇన్సిడెంట్ అనమాట, ఇలా పడుతుంది. ఈ యొక్క ఎనర్జీ ఇన్సిడెంట్ అవ్వటం వల్ల ఇక్కడ ఉన్న ఫోటాన్స్ ఆర్ ఎలక్ట్రాన్స్ అనేవి ఇలా బయటకు పడాలి. వాట్ యాక్చువల్లీ హ్యాపెన్స్ ఈస్, ఈ యొక్క ఫోటాన్ ఆర్ ఎలక్ట్రాన్ వాట్ ఎవర్ ఇట్ ఈస్ దేర్, ఓకేనా, అక్కడ ఎలక్ట్రాన్ అంటున్నారు, ఫోటో ఎలక్ట్రాన్ ఏదైతే ఉన్నదో ఇట్ విల్ హ్యావ్ సమ్, అంటే ఇప్పుడు ఎలాగా, ఇప్పుడు ఒక దగ్గర బురద పడింది అనుకోండి, ఒక దగ్గర బురద పడితే ఏమవుతుంది, మీరు వాటర్ కొట్టాలి, ఆ బురద బయటకి వెళ్ళిపోవాలి అని అంటే యూ నీడ్ టు అప్లై సమ్ ఎనర్జీ, అంటే కొంచెం స్టిక్కీగా ఉంటుందన్నమాట. సేమ్ అలాగే వాటర్ కొడితే బురద వెళ్ళిపోవాలంటే మినిమం కొంచెం ఎనర్జీ రిక్వైర్మెంట్ ఉంటుందన్నమాట బేసిక్గా, ఆర్ సమ్ ఫోర్స్ యూ నీడ్ టు అప్లై, సేమ్ థింగ్. సో రిమైనింగ్ ఎనర్జీ ఏదైతే ఉంటుందో విత్ దట్ ఎనర్జీ ఇట్ విల్ బి గోయింగ్ ఆఫ్. దట్స్ వాట్ దే ఆర్ ఆస్కింగ్. ఇన్సిడెంట్ ఎనర్జీ ఈజ్ ఈక్వల్ టు హెచ్ న్యూ, అంతేనా, హెచ్ న్యూ అని ఇచ్చారనమాట. అండ్ దిస్ పర్టిక్యులర్ థ్రెషోల్డ్ వన్ హెచ్ న్యూ నాట్, అంటే ఇంత ఎనర్జీ కంటే మిగిలిందనమాట బేసిక్గా. సో బయటకు వచ్చేది హెచ్ న్యూ మైనస్ హెచ్ న్యూ నాట్తో బయటకు వస్తుంది కాబట్టి ద ఎనర్జీ ఆఫ్ ద ఎమిటెడ్ ఫోటాన్ ఈజ్ ఈక్వల్ టు హెచ్ ఆఫ్ న్యూ మైనస్ న్యూ నాట్. ఇది చూడండి ఇక్కడ హెచ్ ఇస్ ప్లాంక్స్ కాన్స్టెంట్. థర్డ్ ఆప్షన్ ఈజ్ రైట్. వెరీ స్ట్రైట్ ఫార్వర్డ్ క్వశ్చన్. ఓకే, దిస్ ఇస్ ఆల్సో వెరీ స్ట్రైట్ ఫార్వర్డ్. In laser, the condition of propulsion inversion, in the condition of population inversion means, it's very straightforward. It is nothing but the number of atoms in the higher energy state are more than the lower energy state anamata. Second option is right. We don't need to check the other things. It's very straightforward, direct question. Clear? Let us proceed to the next one. It's also similar thing. Graded index optical fiber. Direct ga adugutunnaru. So in a graded index optical fiber, the refractive index will be going on decreasing from center to the periphery basic ga. Okay, ఒక రిఫ్రాక్టివ్ ఇండెక్స్ ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ ఎట్లా అంటే మీరు ఒక పైప్లా తీసుకోండి ఆ యొక్క ఆప్టికల్ ఫైబర్ని, మొత్తం లోపల గ్లాస్ అనుకోండి, గ్లాస్ మీన్స్ ఇది యూనిఫామ్ గ్లాస్ మీన్స్ రిఫ్రాక్టివ్ ఇండెక్స్ విల్ బి సేమ్. సో it will be going in a straight line. కానీ రిఫ్రాక్టివ్ ఇండెక్స్ అనే సెంటర్ నుంచి ఇలాగా రేడియల్కి తగ్గిపోతూ ఉందనుకోండి, ఓకేనా, దెన్ ఇట్ విల్ ట్రై టు గో లైక్ దిస్. యాంగిల్ ఆఫ్ రిఫ్రాక్షన్ మారిపోతూ ఉంటుందన్నమాట. దట్స్ రిక్వైర్డ్ అనమాట. సో బేసిక్గా ఇట్ ఈస్ అకార్డింగ్ టు దిస్ వన్. రిఫ్రాక్టివ్ ఇండెక్స్ ఆఫ్ ద కోర్ వేరీస్ విత్ మాక్సిమం అట్ ది సెంటర్ అండ్ డిక్రీజెస్ టు ద రేడియల్ డిస్టెన్స్ ఆఫ్ ద పెరిఫరీ అనమాట బేసిక్గా. అది సంగతి. క్లియర్? లాస్ట్ 2 questions. Which of the following statement is correct if Ne and NH are concentrations of electrons and holes respectively? Straightforward. In an intrinsic semiconductor, Ne is equal to NH, and both these charge carriers contribute to current equally. Okay, very straightforward one. Last question, it's also again regarding the numbers only or the data itself. The semiconductors used for fabrication of visible LEDs have band gap of, so the TVs, LEDs we are using, they have it between 1.8 electron volts to 3 electron volts anamata. Basically those diodes will be blinking based on this particular voltage. Okay, this is how we discuss these questions. I believe it is very very clear, guys, and tomorrow mostly we will be conducting live and discussing Andhra Pradesh paper Ecet questions. Okay, but in Andhra Pradesh there are 2 sets of papers, morning set and afternoon set, so we will discuss both of them, and let's meet in that particular video. Thank you so much everyone. If you are still thinking about planning for best or good Ecet coaching online with the less cost as well, then you can definitely straight away think about joining for Technogate. You can simply take this number and feel free to call this number for admissions. So already our batches have started, things are going off. మీరు ఒకవేళ జాయిన్ అయిన టైంలో ఒక 2 చాప్టర్స్ అయిపోయాయి అనుకోండి, దే విల్ బి కండక్టెడ్ అగైన్. సో ఎవ్రీథింగ్ విల్ బి కండక్టెడ్ ఆన్లైన్ దేర్. సో ఫర్ అడ్మిషన్స్ జస్ట్ కాల్ దిస్ నెంబర్ 9391202202, ఆర్ you can call my personal number as well. I am writing down here 9886513213. Please call only if you are serious. Okay na? Clear? And current students, if you want to call me, please message me. Please don't call me directly. I will be in office and other things will be there, or in some recordings there. Please call me if you have, please message me regarding the doubt specifically if you have. Okay, clear? Understood? And for if it is regarding admission for new students, you can directly call me to this number. Okay everyone, thank you so much, all the best. Let's meet in the next video or tomorrow's video where we will discuss regarding Andhra Pradesh Ecet 2025 paper questions. Thank you so much everyone, all the best. Bye.